It's the Reset Button Special Edition live episode. E3 2017 recap, the very last day of E3. It has come and gone, guys. Man, everyone gets so bent out of shape or happy or tears of joy or something at E3, and that's why we love to talk about it every year. It's been a minute, Tannen, but welcome back, hot off the heels of our Alien episode. What's going on, man? Good to hear from you. And first, where can everyone check you out?
Everybody can check me out at Otannen's Bomb at Twitter, as well as everybody can check us all out at HabickiTMD at Twitter, and also at the Reset Button on Facebook. Again, I'm really appreciating the more love that's sort of flowing in there. It's like a little dike off of a river that some people just wander into. I don't know if you guys are familiar with boating at all, but you get stuck in it. Well, go ahead and get stuck in it.
It is references like that have made me thoroughly miss doing the show with you. Good to have you back. And we promise, guys, next week everything will get back to normal. We'll get back on schedule. We were just waiting for E3 to come and go before we did our next episode because we did a predictions on our last show. You guys know how it goes. But returning to the show once again, the lovely Karen. Welcome back, my dear. Thank you for doing this show spur of the moment live. I know you caught pretty much all of E3 too. You last joined us in our awesome Tide Pods episode. How have you been? Welcome back. And where can everyone check you out?
Oh, thanks for having me. I love the Tide Pods. My clothes have been fresh ever since. And you can catch me here at Hibiki TMD every once in a while. And you can also just catch me tagging along with Tannen's post.
Yeah, I'm such a dumbass. I'm so used to asking everyone where to check them out on Twitter. I forgot you didn't have a Twitter, so my bad.
Yeah, no, don't do that thing. But I love all you guys on Twitter all the same.
But, I mean, speaking of guys on Twitter, all of our good pallies on Twitter, they've been doing live streams and recaps of E3. So we figured, what the hell, this isn't a official episode. It's kind of just a fucking episode. But, hey, a lot of stuff to talk about, Tanner. Real quick, I don't know how you wouldn't know. But for the sake of those that couldn't, Tanner, give everyone a little synopsis on what exactly E3 is and what it's become. And, by the way, check me out on Twitter at the HibickiTMD. Forgot. Go ahead.
But a little synopsis on what E3 is. I'm sure everybody that's tuning in knows exactly what E3 is.
I would hope.
I mean, come on. It's the Electronic Expo. If you've got Nintendo Power since you were 6 years old, you've known what E3 is. It is the demolition demo of what is to come.
You'd be fucking surprised, man.
You would be surprised. View into the future. Basically, it's the World's Fair equivalent of now, and it's really sped up, honestly. You don't flip a light switch and shit your pants. No, these days we get announcements like the Xbox One X not being a Scorpio. We'll get into that later, but yeah, the good old convention that all of us have always wanted to attend. It was finally open to the public this year, and it really kind of missed its point that and my dog is even mad about it, if you could not hear her growling in the background, and the way its delivery was. But those criticisms will happen later. But yeah, E3 to every gamer is what we should see in the future, the world of tomorrow. And unfortunately, I think that world of tomorrow has been cut off mostly to about a 6-month span from what we saw.
Yeah.
But am I a sore bastard about it? No. But
Yes, you are.
No, wow. Way to throw that in. Yeah, I don't know. Fine then. I'll go ahead and go in with it like that. E3 used to be like, we only really read about it in magazines because we didn't have internet streaming at the time. And I remember the first E3 Expo I ever saw in a Nintendo Power, it really predicted what was going to happen in 6 years.
Yeah.
Some of those predictions were off. Some of them said that we would have virtual reality by then. Holy shit. That didn't happen.
It did this year.
It did this year. Madcore. But as far as what E3 used to be, it is a completely different kind of. I don't know. I feel like we saw a giant Christmas commercial. Not that I'm disappointed that much in it.
Oh, it's evolution. It's evolved into the one thing that I don't think it was like the one thing we feared we didn't want it to turn into. Exactly like a giant fucking commercial instead of a hardware showcase. What it originally was in its origin, it was just a basic hardware showcase for people on the inside. Was definitely not open to the public for the most part. Everything predicted back then, like you said, was way down the line back then. Now it's like people are bitching if you don't get a game in a year. We've got a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, Miss Karen you cannot stay for the whole episode. And I know how extreme and insane of a Need for Speed fan you got. And I got to admit, first of all, come at me. There were a million fucking trailers, guys. I didn't catch the Need for Speed trailer, but I will say this. I did see a lot in the last game. I know there were very high expectations going into this one as far as the fans of the series. Things that needed to be fixed. I think EA had a lot more fan service going into this. Listening for once, kind of like with Battlefront 2. Guys, it's come and gone. The trailer's dropped. A lot of changes from the last one, day and night transitions. What do you guys think from your overall reaction? Because I didn't see it, like I said, but you guys did. I'm sure you watched it maybe twice each, I'm sure. What did you think of Need for Speed?
Oh, we're live, and we do have a really bitchy dog, so give us what I thought about it. I don't want to talk too much because this is really Karen's part and her fangirl part. Karen, what did day and night transitions that they talked about, day and night races, the customizations, all that stuff? Yeah, give us a rundown. You are our official. Folks, she has the most extensive Need for Speed collection I've ever seen out of anybody. She even has the 3DO version of the original Need for Speed. We don't even own a 3DO.
All right,
Not comped. She does not work for EA. She loves fucking Need for Speed, guys. So, Karen, what did you think?
I'm just waiting for it to come out. It's going to be a little bit of a late birthday present for me. But oh my goodness, the customization looks awesome. The actual gameplay looks pretty badass, didn't really give you much of the cop chases. I'm not really down for those anyway. I'm just really down for the racing. Doesn't really give you any information on actually how you get into the races. Is it going to be like Rivals? Is it going to be like Most Wanted? Is it going to be, like the run where you're like in there, you're waiting for loading time to race with other people? The thing that I'm most interested in is they are going back to a split screen co-op option there, which is pretty awesome. However, I am also in to the idea of having some kind of obstacles within the gameplay. So you do have some barrels coming after you. You do have to sometimes jump into the back of trailers, things like that.
So you actually like the split second style of it, where like you can set traps for other racers and that kind of deal is what you were saying?
Well, I don't necessarily think that they said that you're actually building traps for other racers. However, you are coming onto traps.
Keep going. But just the fact that you take out other racers, that is a big thing of it.
My problem with the taking out of other racers is in the gameplay that they're actually showing, the live gameplay. They're showing that the taking out of other racers takes a moment away from you actually driving. You actually have to look at the car crashing away from you, and then all of a sudden it kicks back into you driving again.
That overdone slow motion effect that Burnout definitely did to your rival.
Well, that was a split second thing as well.
Yeah.
Those big steel plates would come down. You would all of a sudden have to watch them come down, try and get around them. Hopefully you were already getting around them, otherwise you would crash into them.
What do you think about the customization aspect of this game?
It seems pretty cool, beforehand in any of the Need for Speed games, you weren't able to go panel by panel to change a color or to change an aspect of what the car looked like. And from what I saw, that was something that really caught my eye. The ability to make, they brought up the bug, and they had like the white doors as well as like some red panels, and they would make the top hood into like some kind of carbon filter or carbon fiber type hood, and that was really really cool to see. um,
No, well,
But
Karen, the last one, I'm sure you played it. In your opinion, because we didn't even get to that. Were you disappointed? Do you think they shit the bed on the last release?
that they what?
That they shit the bed on the last release, like it disappointed. Like, were you one of the fan base for Need for Speed for this one, or like all this fan service they promise they're gonna put into it? Were you one of those like, hey man, you dropped the ball, like do better?
No, I actually love the Need for Speed, quote unquote, next remake from the original Need for Speed. Not really a remake. Fuck, what am I even saying? But no, I actually enjoyed that game a lot. My biggest take back from that game or feedback to that game was actually how the points you kept on maxing them out. You weren't able
to keep on going until they actually updated the game is what she's trying to say. Karen would actually, I'm going to interject here because she can't word herself correctly on this. She would finish.
I get so emotional about this.
She literally finished the game within about 3 days, and then it was like, we'll wait till the next update. And then, like, Grant, you didn't have to pay for it, but you had to wait that long for them to keep adding onto the map, keep adding onto it. And I think what her greatest expectation of it is this game to get the actual full game map and game and racing challenges, I think is what you ultimately want out of Payback, correct? Out of this final one, and the way that they talked about it, I think that they're saying they're delivering it, especially with the day to night races and the fact that it's not, because the last one all took place at night, if I don't remember correctly, or right at dawn, and then suddenly be night again. And
well, it was different parts of the city that you were in were different parts of the day. It wasn't like, you're driving for 8 hours today and you're totally going to see the day and night. It was just like depending on where you are.
In a world where everyone's drinking Monster energy drinks.
Don't worry, we're gonna soup up your
and people that have played that last game, like that's what it was. It was like inspiring you to also like OD on caffeine that night because you're not doing good enough. Things that one thing that I know that she got excited about, I got excited about when they announced it, was you could find abandoned cars.
Yes. Oh my goodness. How cool is that? You can actually find abandoned cars, bring them back to your garage. It seems like it's going to be another kind of point system or some kind of monetary system where you probably have to win races in order to gain money in order to buy parts for these cars that you find. But nonetheless, like, that is super cool. Like, that is a super cool addition to the game that you never had before. And that's kind of like an addition where, you're out there like Tyler and fucking Grand Theft Auto, like, hey, we're just gonna fucking rock the shit out here in the desert, gonna find something, bring it back home and make it into something super cool.
But you take something from scrap, and what they announced is you could turn it into a supercar, which basically means that anything kind of goes. You haven't even ever seen that in Forza as far as customization goes. Yeah, Forza's kind of straight in your face. This is your car. This is what you have to deal with. It's all kind of stock parts. This is going to be a little bit more of what you can do with it. Karen, what is your dream customization car?
Real quick, shout out to Honey S. Thompson in the chat, fellow YouTuber, fine young lady. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry, Karen, go. You gotta remember we're live. I gotta remember we have a chat to plug and shit too.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
By the way, what she said, Karen, she says, I agree with Karen. I need to know more, but I'm glad to see that the live action cutscenes are gone. So she agrees. Holla! I don't know. 2 points for Karen. Yeah, continue, Karen.
She's kind of nervous doing the live thing. That's why I was like, let's record. But you know what? She's doing a great job.
Yeah. Oh, stop. But to wrap up the whole entire new Need for Speed Payback, it is something that we're going to have to wait until it comes out to actually see how good it is. But it does seem like it's a good game to keep us propelling forward. As far as the racing games go, I do love the ideas of the type, the split-second-esque type moves that they're making with the franchise. I do think that's a lot of fun, even though they have touched on that previously. But I do think that's a nice asset that they are gaining. And the customization, I'm just super, super excited to take a role in that. The whole entire torque ratio, the front end, back end type shock ratios. Those are things that I'm looking forward to also customizing. So I think this is going to be a game to be rivaled with, ha ha ha, going back to, Need for Speed Rivals.
It's actually a good segue into, I guess, to wrap up the whole ball of wax on the Need for Speed. At the end of the day, Karen, do you think, as established as Need for Speed is at this stage of the game, everyone has their fan base, but Need for Speed has one of the more hardcore fan bases for racing games. Do you think they need to worry about competing with a Forza or any of the more extreme popular racing titles right now? Or do you think, what benefit them the most is to just focus on their own shit, which seems like what they're doing. They're turning their game into, this hybrid, catching up to time, so to speak. Do you think that's the right way to go, or should they always be looking over their shoulder for a Forza? Is that competition to a Need for Speed, I guess, at the end of the day?
As in everyday life, you have to look out at what is in your best efforts to go forward to succeed. So I think Need for Speed is taking a step forward. You have Project Cars that's going to be coming out soon. That game is actually going to have, pavement ratios where you can have it a little bit wet, a little bit dry. You can actually, within a race, go from it being fall to winter to spring, back to being raining or a dry effect. So, that's something that they're going to have to rival with, going back to that pun. But also, the Forza 7, that seems like it's going to be crazy. There's 700 different cars that you're going to be able to customize.
Wow.
Play with. So that's something that is they are coming up against. But I do believe in the Need for Speed franchise, and I do believe they are making a step in the right direction. They have come out with a few games within the last 4 or 5 years that have been propelling them towards the future of what racing games are, and that's what I believe in the Need for Speed franchise.
Honey, real quick, a question for you, Karen, in the chat. Honey wants to know, do you think you'll get to drive the car through different stages? And shout out to Crystarium Network, who just popped in the chat. What up?
Hey, welcome. I do think Payback's going to be a game that you're going to want to get at some point in your life. You're going to want to get an experience. Whether it's for good or for bad, I am thinking it is going to be a good game, though.
I really think, just to interject, one of our favorite mutual games is Need for Speed The Run, and they went through so many different atmospheres. I think with this one,
loading times with that game was the biggest thing.
Yeah, and it kind of also had that arcade racer feel, though, at the same time, but it was perfected. Where, when you sit down in an arcade racer, some other bitch-ass kid has pulled out the steering wheel. Something's always wrong with the damn steering wheels in those. But in the long run,
we love arcades.
Yeah, we love arcades. But in the same time, I think, the changing of the atmosphere that we're going to get, the customizations, And the night versus daytime also definitely creates a different hit. It's not going to be like where the run was, where we're going across country. And there have been times when we've been driving on roads, Karen and I, and we've actually discussed like, do you think they like mapped this road out to be like part of the run? Because I'm actually kind of speeding and like I'm just kind of like sliding a little bit.
And the road
I'm grabbing the air shit handle, going like, "Oh no, honey, it's fine, it's fine." Um, uh, but I really do think that it's like they took this last Need for Speed, and they took the people that really love Need for Speed the Run, like myself, and they took people that like love the elements of Underground 2, and they're molding it all together as much as they can to create this like open world thing that with split screen with man, I didn't mean to smack my hands like that, but with split screen with everything that they can.
They're also doing drag racing, with which the ultimate customization qualities they give you is going to be awesome. You're going to have a fucking bug. It looks like you're going to have some kind of fucking truck.
You can drag race. You can drag.
It does look exciting.
I mean, you can drag race a supercar against a bug that you turned into a supercar. It gives you that option to take these cars that were underrated, never supercars before, and you have the option to build them. It's like having a Lego set that you just.
I think
of creation.
I think if anything, as far as the whole need for Speed at E3, and that was obviously what Karen you were the most hype about. I'm assuming, and that's what E3 should be about at the end of the day. Like I think we don't want to come off as curmudgeons during this episode. Wow, hashtag episode. A lot of people, this E3 was lackluster. We'll summarize it real quick before we get into the rest. It was very lackluster. I think people's expectations weren't maintained, and I think that's always a problem every fucking year. But if you go at it like Karen, like, hey, I got one or two games I'm really excited about, especially when like this year for you, Karen, it delivered, and you walked away happy at the end of the day. I mean, even Nintendo, they came out saying, we're not going to show off much new stuff. Pretty much everyone except Naughty Dog, I think, said, we're not going to show off too much shit. Bethesda maybe, but Naughty Dog really dropped the fucking ball. We'll get to that later. But Karen, a lot of people, in my opinion, need to have an outlook like you. Like, maintain your hype. Have one or two or a handful of games you're looking for. But to summarize the whole thing and go into it like that, there's always going to be disappointments too in E3 every year. In every conference, in every form of media, there's a disappointment. You know what I mean? So people just need to stop using the umbrella factor with E3 and do what's best for you. Take out, cherry pick what you like out of it. And walk away with a better attitude.
We kind of also like looked at E3 this way as a couple. We looked at a game which seemed like it was going to be very special for us.
Really, I went in to see Need for Speed coverage. We came out watching a game called A Way Out. Yes. I'm just going to into this and get out of the conversation, but that was a game that really hit me hard. That is a game also that I'm looking forward to playing. Tanner's going to actually give you some more info.
I'm going to go ahead and get into it. A Way Out from the makers of Brothers. Visit it before you go back, and love you, dog.
I love you, sweetie.
Well, smoochies on the Gen 2, Karen. Hey, thank you for. I mean, you don't have to leave. I wish you could stay the whole show, but if you have to go,
no, she's got to be at work in the morning.
Yeah.
So it is just you and I at the moment.
Thanks so much, Karen. Hey, have a good night. Thank you for coming on, talking some Need for Speed. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, dude. I'm most knowledgeable about it. Like her Need for Speed collection rivals. Pun intended again. Not intended, though, anybody else's Need for Speed collection I've ever met.
Did Karen totally dip out without saying goodbye to me or the listeners? I'm a little heartbroken, honestly.
Don't take it
too She pulled a Swayze. First ever live Swayze on the show, Tan, and I love it. Can't write that kind of material.
But, no, we saw the trailer for A Way Out, and we have wanted a game that both of us could sit down on the couch together and play through a story. And the EA conference delivered that for us. This game blew both of our minds. I mean, not necessarily graphics-wise, It wasn't the prettiest game to see previewed, but the fact that it is so couch focused,
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Getting back to basics.
This game looks fucking awesome. And I love survival horror, but I think in reality, nothing is more horrible than going to a maximum security prison in real life. The idea of it scares the fuck out of me.
It's not supposed to get you excited, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it gets me excited that the whole idea is to escape from it.
Right.
And
you can't just go up a ladder because you can be in a chocobo race. No, we're talking about fucking maximum security prisons, not a desert prison.
Yeah, like actually, like somebody's doing something to distract guards while the other person like slips through. Real like teamwork of thinking things out. I mean, this is from the writers of Brothers, and if anybody has ever played that game, it is a very intense game especially for one player, honestly.
Yeah.
Because the shit that you have to figure out. But this, on the other hand, this looks like a great game for somebody that is sitting right next to you. And if somebody fucks up, you know what? You can just reach across the couch, punch them right in the fucking face.
That's how we got our comeuppance in life.
Yeah. But that was the second game that I had at E3 that really meant a lot. Travis, if you don't mind,
yes,
I would like to take a little bit of a break after that. But like that was my two top E3 games.
Well, I mean, while we're on EA, before we go to break, because we just spent a whole fucking month on it, because I feel like we talk about it ad nauseum, I feel like we can knock this out in less than 5 minutes. Battlefront 2, real quick, Tannen. They gave us the gameplay footage, blah blah blah. We saw the Naboo battle, all that prequel shit. We've seen it. Because we've talked ad nauseum on my end, I'll do it real quick, and then I'll let you have the floor, and then we'll go break. Real quick on my end, I was very salty from the first one. I still am very hesitant to pick this up. I'm gonna. Come at me. I may be a hypocrite. It's fucking Star Wars, and it looks like they listened. People that are still bitching, I don't know what you're bitching about. Yes, I get the hesitance to give EA.
When she stood there and said, "You're going to get your things for free."
Yeah.
What the? There's no more bitching. We finally got it, guys. We bitched so much to Disney. We're gonna get our shit for free. I mean, you know what? Go to Disney World right now and bitch that you don't have a fucking ticket for free. You know what they're going to do? They're going to put you on a plane and send you back to where the fuck you came from. They will spend more money on what it would to cost putting you in the park for free to ship your ass home than they would to let you in the park for free. Yeah. But hey, spend your $6 fucking bucks and it's like having a season pass. Fucking shit. Now, grant though, there is a catch, Travis. There's got to be a catch.
Yeah, there's always.
There's got to be a catch.
It's fucking EA.
That you can fucking buy a gun for like $10 or something.
But that's not really a catch. That's like, well, if you wanna and you got it's a gun.
Yeah.
It's a fucking
no,
weapon.
If I've got all the maps, if I have every fucking map that they put out.
I just want the fucking maps and the fucking characters. Yeah. Yes. I don't give a shit about a special weapon. I never do in those kind of games. I want my fucking characters. I don't want 3 goddamn maps on a loop. Especially an indoor loop that lasts for 8 hours. 8 hours of indoor. Yes! I love Return of the Jedi, but Christ, how many planets do we have to work with? Anyway.
An endless galaxy, for fuck's sake. Something that's going to be free for years. So yeah, charge me for weapons. That's great. Because you know what? I'm going to earn them. I'm going to earn them on those maps, you motherfuckers.
Charge me for weapons. I'm not going to fucking buy them. I'm going to play the free maps with all the vanilla weapons. I'll be fine.
Another thing, though, like before we get up here, since we're talking about E3, or not E3, but since we're talking about EA, laughable tournament footage.
Oh, God.
There's stills, like, I'd love to be a tournament gamer, but I don't want to have photos of me looking like I'm taking a constant shit.
Isn't that every reaction always? Like they're always
Oh, yeah. Like we should just, Travis, you and I should just get together, take photos of ourselves like on the toilet, but with like a controller in our hands, and literally us taking a shit. Like that's what they showed us. Laughable tournament footage, people being sore losers, not shaking hands with people.
Well, yeah. I don't want to shake
look,
their hands if they've been taking a shit though. So
yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want to shake the guy's hands. He was shitting himself either. But let's face it, the whole FIFA footage and Madden footage of people getting really goddamn serious, that was way too serious for me.
And for all you guys that are fans of those, it's just not our bag. It's not what we. You know what I mean? Like, no offense, everyone has their thing.
Hey, Madden 18, the long shot. I wouldn't mind playing that storyline. That looked like it was like a fun kind of, if it was Varsity Blues kind of movie, Varsity Blues the game. And you get to be I'm going into a different voice, but you get to be the football player.
I don't want your life.
Be the man. I know I'm live. Fuck it.
No, I said I don't want your life. You said Varsity Blues, and I have to do that quote when I hear the word varsity.
The storyline.
Yeah, this Madden seems to totally taken a nod from the NBA titles and go full story mode this year.
Yeah, dude. And then the NBA titles took a deeper one and went full fucking blown with it.
They went full RPG on the shit. They went fucking Crashing the Boys Street Challenge on the shit. Go to your shop, buy your food, your nutrients, your supplements, level up.
Supplements. Next thing you know, you're going to be in West Philadelphia, born and raised, and it's going to be fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You don't even have to play NBA in the game.
Yeah. You just go live at your rich uncle's house and bitch about your scholarship.
You're going to go with your uncle, and everybody's going to be happy, until somebody gets shot.
Somehow we've gone from E3 to Varsity Blues to Fresh Prince in 2 minutes. I don't know how we do it every week.
Because we do it well. Okay, just to sum up E3 before we take a break.
The EA E3.
Yeah, but the E3 or EA, I'm sorry, EA, yeah, I keep mixing them up. But EA Battlefield 1. This whole In the Name of the Czar campaign.
Right.
Holy shit. It looks fucking epic. I want to play it. Like, I'm all about it. I love that game. I love everything about it. And now they introduced, basically this whole, even this single player story campaign is going to be involved in it. And you know what I mean? Before I, got on the multiplayer, I thought it was a great way to demo shit. And now, we're going to be in Russia. And there's going to be night maps. Finally. Yeah. Finally crawling out of the night.
I mean, I know it's not EA, but I guess because I don't want to talk about it at length or any. Real quick, two things before we do get a break. I promise we're going to take a fiver here in a second. There's just so much to fucking talk about. So much. There was Horizon Zero Dawn DLC that looked really good. And
hold on, you cut off.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, there was Horizon Zero Dawn DLC that looked decent, pretty good. And there was finally gameplay footage of Call of Duty World War II, which looked fucking legit. But at the same time, totally Pepsi and Coke, like we said. They are totally implementing every gimmick that Battlefield 1 introduced. They're totally piggybacking off of that shit, but it's business.
You're knocking my fucking checklist off. By the way, did anybody catch when the director of NBA Live 18 finally got his spot? And so he looks so pissed off. You really need to go back to this footage. He's like, if I hit the left signal, this is how it comes in, and he definitely had more to talk about, and the guy's like, yep, and that really sums it up. And the guy also looks like Dennis Reynolds' brother from It's Always Sunny anyway. But he looks so pissed.
He might as well just be like, yep, it's a fucking sports game, get off the stage, we get it. That's what he should have just fucking said. God. Yeah, I saw that. That was on a best of.
He definitely planned a lot more for that shit, and it was hilarious. All right, when we get back, I think we're going to go into how lame the new Scorpio name is. I'm not gonna say it out loud.
We don't.
Spoiler alert! It's
We
lame.
have so much to talk about when we come back. We don't even have a synopsis for what we're talking about. We got Nintendo. We got Microsoft. We got everything.
Yeah, this is gonna also turn out better when we get back. Sony press con, and also fucking Nintendo.
And
so
Naughty Dog, what the fuck? Anyway, we come back to Reset Button Live.
I'll get into. Don't you worry. But break time, I really feel like
it's potty break time. We will be back in 5 or so, guys. Stick around. Reset Button Live E3 recap. Me, Tatum, my manin, right here on a Bicky TMD. Stick around.
Dude, well, that's when I was like, hey, welcome. But then, yeah, afterwards, I'm like, wait, I'm really fucking drunk. You always bring me into the fucking thing. Oh, stop. Whoa. I'm like so slow and fucking drunk though. As I'm talking like on and talking so oh my god, I have no idea why are you fucking doing that?
turn it down.
We're still in break, guys. Santa just doesn't understand that we can still hear him. And when he hears this playback, it's gonna be fucking hilarious. Here's some more Castlevania. Guys, hang around the reset button. We'll be right back. Once again, thank you to Chris Starium Network, Honey S. Thompson, all our pallies to stop by the chat tonight. Like we said, Tan is taking a little potty break. We will be back to talk more E3. We have not even begun to get fired up and pissed off because we haven't talked Nintendo. But my God, I don't know. Okay, all right, stick around. We'll be right back on the reset button live. Holla. We are back. The reset button live. E3 2017 recap. Tannen, how was your potty break? Everything good? You rare and ready to go? Let's do it.
Yeah, man. I got a beer delivery on the way. I got man, I'm just, oh, geez. And I got to get my new book back out.
Well,
The good old
Tannen,
new book.
before we left off, we have so much shit that we could possibly cover. I don't know where to begin.
Where we did have asked the Star Wars Battlefront 2 storyline a little bit. I just want to point out real quick how excited I am to kind of have a Rogue One-esque storyline that bridges the two. Those trailers, this last one especially, seems really important to me. Especially because for a second, I don't know if you noticed, there was an Imperial Guard that had the Emperor's face in it.
Yeah, I did.
What the fuck is that? And I think that's branches in with I don't know if anybody in this room read Aftermath, but they talked about a in that one this program droid that was like an Imperial Guard. Was supposed to be whispers about it, and I think they're bridging that gap.
Yeah.
Where the Emperor still kind of exists, not as a clone, but as a pre-programmed kind of Terminator, if you will. I mean, like, let's face it, Palpatine was such a deep bastard. Order 66 was pretty fucking well done. What a backup plan. If that's, I don't think it's a clone, but I will say it's a programmed droid that I made myself. I think that's
but I'm not gonna lie. Like we said, they got me on the Battlefront 2. I'm very interested in what I saw, and it looks like total fan service. They listen. I guess since it's the least amount of stuff to talk about, just dabble in the VR we saw. Of course, the biggest one, we're getting Skyrim VR, Tannen.
Yeah, we're getting God, dude, my VR list is quite huge, and I have nothing to do with VR at this point. I really hope that there are some things that are a little bit not so much VR, and it's the one that involved being in a insane asylum. What was that called?
I don't remember the top of my. I kind of like breezed through the VR stuff. The two that stuck out obviously was Skyrim, and the other one Moss, where you play like a little mouse. Did you see that?
Well, there was Star Child that I definitely was very interested in. The little mouse one. Oh my god, The Impatient. That's what I'm talking about. If any of our listeners actually know or have listened to our episodes, I'm a huge survival horror fan, and seeing the trailer for The Impatient really opened up my eyes and made me think, if this is exclusively VR, I think I'm going to go ahead and have to need a set. I really want to play through Biohazard on a VR set just to have that different experience. But the fact that this one is supposed to be a VR exclusive, I don't think it's more of one of those Outlast kind of moments. I think this is supposed to psychologically fuck with you, which, I mean, should be what VR is.
Yeah.
You should have to take a break if your brain can't take it. The Impatient really does look to me. It delivered to me, as if it was something that I would really enjoy. But at the same time, I mean, you know, if we're going to be going ahead and fast forwarding into Sony's shit, a major thing that they did was Evil Within 2.
Yeah.
And damn, that was such a good visually. I liked the first game a lot, but I beat it real quick. I mean, I rented that from Redbox, and within a weekend, playing it on normal was done. I expected to pay like $14 and go through. I was unemployed at the time. I'll admit that. But
come clean, son of a bitch.
That was what I did though for 2 days, was play that game. I really did enjoy it though. It really did it fulfilled my loss of Silent Hill, and it fulfilled my loss of a good Resident Evil game there for many years. And now this trailer pops up, and the fact that it is coming out, that we just finally saw a trailer for it, and will be out on Friday the 13th, which is a very odd release date. Normally games are released on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I never understood that. But that we're going to get it on Friday the 13th really does actually resonate a lot with the way that they want to deliver the game. I would say that I am pretty psyched for it. The fact that did you see a trailer or anything at all about this particular title before this, Travis?
There was a lot of buzzing going on that we were going to get it. I did not, but I pretty much assumed we are getting. There's a lot of things I knew we were getting that wasn't like Wolfenstein. I knew that was coming. That was pretty much set in stone. They were going to unveil that. Evil Within 2 is one of those. I didn't know for sure, but like everyone else, we pretty much assumed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just my Game Informers really didn't tell me much about it.
Yeah.
And I really think this has been a hush project. Usually what gets me with hush projects is hush projects are usually pretty good whenever they come out.
Right.
The trailer really did impress me, and I like the original a lot.
Yeah.
Though it was a short play. So I'm kind of hoping that this one is a little bit more of what we
a little more meat to the
there's definitely more meat to the story on it. Another one.
Well,
that
since I name dropped it, Tanner, real quick, 2 seconds on it. What do you think about Wolfenstein?
Okay, I was going to talk about Lincoln Skyrim before Wolfenstein.
All right, well, however you want to do it.
If you want to get some meat and potatoes in here, and
I'm just not used to you being the one with the format. I'm not used to you being the one steering the ship.
Oh my God, no, Wolfenstein, definitely. Like, I am excited for that game. That game looks badass. That game looks like a fucking game that I've been wanting to play for a while. That's what Wolfenstein looks like to me. I mean, Bethesda, like, they how do you describe them? Magicians. I was gonna bullshit around with you and talking about Heroes of Skyrim and their card game, and like, wow, way to make an epic trailer about a card game.
I'm 50-50 on Bethesda. I see both sides of the argument on haters of Bethesda and lovers of Bethesda. I get it. Yeah. I kind of take a step back when it comes to Bethesda. But if the game's fun, I'll play it. That's just how I am.
Hey, and they originated from a home state, so let's give them some fucking credit here.
Yeah. They've come a long way since Where's Waldo on the NES. I'll say that for Bethesda.
My brother-in-law almost worked for them. Right on. And they didn't offer him enough money, so he turned it down.
A buddy of mine, a good buddy of mine, one of his buddies worked on the newest Doom game. I know Bethesda just published that, but he kind of has an in with Bethesda too. So,
but hey, we got the Lincoln Skyrim announcement on their end. That's pretty cool for the Switch. I don't think that'll involve anything. Of course, it's Skyrim, and it won't really be Zelda canon. But hey, There you go. But a lot of people have already made mods where you're already linking Skyrim, so it's kind of like a big fucking deal.
Oh boy! Speaking of mods, one of the big people shitting their pants with Bethesda and mods are announcing paid mods are coming back. Also, people shit the fucking bed on that one when they announced that. Just don't buy them. Just don't fucking buy them. Free mods are still going to be available. What are you fucking bitching about? Jesus.
Yeah, free mods are always going to be available to those that work their asses off. And the ones that they are, like, having money go to, there's fuckers spent years building those things. Come on, give them some fucking credit.
They're literally new game experiences. It's so funny. The same people that are bitching about these paid mod announcements are the ones that come out in arms when people, like indie devs of, like, that Zelda 3D game that got shut down, that was a remake of the first one. They're the same people that defend that, so you can't have it both fucking ways. You want these people to get paid that you're praising their work for, or you just want them to do it for fucking free, for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
I don't know.
You can't. Another thing, though, this whole, I actually wrote it as a Dishonored 2 expansion, but it was a great trailer. I have not played Dishonored 2 yet.
not either.
But the fact that they're doing this offshoot game, I hope it's long enough. I hope it's worth it to any Dishonored fan. As Bethesda entered their shit, though, there's one thing that I appreciated. If you looked at the bottom of their screen, there was some main characters sitting there in these little audience seats. And that was an MST3K reference. All of them sitting there in the little shadows. I thought, wow, that's adorable. I love me some MST3K. Fuck yeah for that.
So Tan and my man, and real quick, we got my boy Logan from one of my wrestling podcasts on Hibiki. He's got a lot to say in the chat. He says he cannot wait, obviously, for Call of Duty World War II, Madden, Days Gone, A Way Out, and Spider-Man. And he just watched the Call of Duty World War II gameplay campaign and multiplayer. Saw 2 or 3 maps. They really did the research and made great maps. And his last thing in the chat, they even announced they started working in this game before Battlefield was announced. Or even started, I call complete fucking bullshit on that statement they came out with. That is PR fucking bullshit. Don't believe the hype.
I gotta agree.
Thanks for stopping by, buddy. We appreciate it.
But yeah, you brought that up though. What's he think about Wolfenstein 2? I think this game though is going to outdo the Call of Duty World War II. I think it's going to actually outdo kind of Battlefield 1 if they actually have the fucking multiplayer maps to do it. Wolfenstein to me looks so incredible.
Yeah, I can't
with its combat. I watched the World War II trailer and thought, holy shit. But then when I watched Wolfenstein, with Call of Duty, appendages blew off when you threw a grenade. But with
is that the bar we have set? Appendages need to fly off?
Oh, always. It should have been that way the whole time. And then you should have been able to pick up a leg and beat someone with it.
Amen. And I want to live in that world.
Huh?
I want to live in that world that you're in my games. I do. Speaking of that weird fucking
Wolfenstein is starting to adopt that. I think this Wolfenstein is actually going to be the shooter that we were looking for. The one that kind of combines modern technology with like almost 1950s technology, because it kind of takes place after Nazis took over the world. It's an alternate reality, and I loved it in the trailer when he shows up with that fucking suit that's almost like a thanks babe, thank you babe, she brought me food. But
shout out to Karen on episode 21. Like when we had to go to that one break, we were like, oh shit, something's wrong. No, she made hors d'oeuvres for us. That's why we went to break. So that was awesome. I'll never forget it.
But it's fucking delicious too. But the fact that with Wolfenstein, it's not just appendages, like, and also that when he shows up in the trailer, like, if you ever played Dead Space, he had this full suit that just like would come over his head, and now you have that in this game.
Yeah. And I will say, like you said, it's just appendages. I do agree with you totally 100%. The Wolfenstein physics, as far as set appendages, looks tremendous of how they, you know what I'm saying? It just looks really fucking good. And I'm with you. I'm with you with the hype with the Battlefield DLC, Call of Duty World War II. I think Wolfenstein, because, say what you want about Bethesda, because it has Bethesda behind it, for one. The hype of Wolfenstein, people waited so fucking long. It's the granddaddy-ish fucking shooters on top of it. So many games owe everything to Wolfenstein. I think it's going to be the one that sneaks in between the cracks, like you, between the big two. And it's going to take everyone by surprise.
I really feel like as far as detail and as far as gore and combat went, fucking like Bethesda made us Doom. Nah, this is the real shit.
Bethesda didn't make us Doom. Just like I'm sure Bethesda isn't really making us Wolfen. You know what I'm saying? Like they're publishing it. They might have a handful of team members.
Okay, you got a point there. But this is the real game they've been waiting to shit out.
Right.
They gave us Doom first. This is the real shit.
Yeah, everyone knew. The biggest thing with everyone knew going into E3 this year, Bethesda had a trick up their sleeve. It wasn't like a hush hush thing because everyone figured it was Wolfenstein. Everyone figured it would be good, but I don't think everyone expected it to look that good. Like I was fucking blown away, like you. I'm ready for it now to be in my console.
It's more beautiful than what Battlefield and fucking Call of Duty look like. This game is fucking awesome.
I totally agree. And I thought you and I, honestly, that's refreshing. I thought we were going to butt heads. I thought that you were going to be blown away on what Call of Duty presentation looked like, which is tremendous too. It looks really fucking good. But Wolfenstein, man, I wasn't ready for that, and I'm glad.
Oh man, I
It's
cannot
refreshing.
fucking wait for Wolfenstein. I can't believe you thought we would butt heads on that. Come on, we grew up with Wolfenstein before we had like fucking Medal of Honor.
Well, yeah. Who am I to assume? You're right. My bad. Tannen, let's get another one real quick. Since you have an Xbone and a PS4. I only have a PS4. This is one of those games I'm glad I went Sony. Spider-Man looks fucking awesome.
Oh my!
Let's get into it.
God.
What did you think of Spider-Man 10?
Dude, it was really funny. It's like it looks like the best game that we're gonna have since Spider-Man 2. That was on the PS2. You remember how much that blew our minds that it was or GameCube.
Yeah, the version I played was GameCube, but it's the same fucking game.
But it was the same game, and this open world awesome is what you had. And what I'm wondering is, like, the gameplay that we saw, it looks beautiful. And that chase scene at the end. But like,
the only reason I'm weary on this, Tannen, and I'm not saying it's a bad game. It was a good game. It was nothing like the GameCube, like the Amazing Spider-Man, the first one for 360 PS3. Those I don't like those movies, but that game, it seemed like an exact true to form like Spider-Man 2. It was like,
reaching through it.
A lot of people shit on that game. My kids and I spent a lot of time with Amazing Spider-Man on 360. It was good, but this seems like it took because let's say what that was.
Here's another one, and I'm gonna bring it up.
Good.
Fucking Ultimate Spider-Man.
That one goes under the radar because I think a lot of people strayed from the art style. I fucking love that game. Thank you for bringing that up.
That game was awesome.
It really was.
And I really think they like even took elements from that one where like you can almost make your own choices. I think that was the point of the trailer when they showed different things going on. That like you could actually take your story and make the storyline. The Ultimate Spider-Man was badass. Whatever, you could be fucking Venom. And you got that fight scene with Wolverine in a bar. How often do you get to fight Wolverine in a bar?
That game, I don't know. Did that game have a chance at the time? I think it had a damn good chance. I don't know what the disconnect was because that game did not sell well at all. It got panned in reviews for the most part. I don't know what the disconnect there was either. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't get it. And it involved so many other superheroes and side quests. Like, you could race the Human Torch and shit.
You know what?
Like,
God damn
I'm
you,
not even a fucking. No, look, I'm not even a
you
real
handsome, sexy son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to review that game now. Thank you for reminding me of that. I appreciate it.
But no, like I'm not even a true to heart Marvel fan. Like I like Marvel. Don't get me wrong, because I love comic books. But like at the end of the day, I'm more of a DC boy.
Yeah.
Like I always say that.
Yeah.
But I fucking loved that game, and I loved its involvement with the superheroes. Like fucking Ultimate Spider-Man was great. When I saw the trailer for this new
Real quick, I'll let you say it. You know why I love our show? We're doing a live recap of E3 2017. We're talking about Ultimate Spider-Man. That's why I love it. Good.
Because we're comparing the two.
I know, but we're like, we might as well review the fucking game at this point. But go ahead. I love that game.
It's a fucking awesome game. The small amount of combat that we saw, and I mean, he brought up the demons. Like just the bullshit that he brought up. Like it's just like fucking shit. This is like it looked so good, but like the part where where then he's like doing the chase down, trying to stop, and who the fuck is in who's the bad guy there in that one?
I like the chase. I like how they're the gameplay mechanics. The only fear I have is that that's going to be every chase sequence in the game. It's going to be, paint by numbers, rinse and repeat. And it could,
but the combat was great, dude. You could fly in there like Batman in fucking Arkham, blind somebody, punch him in the jaw, or blind somebody, kick some dude in the balls, kick some other guy in the fucking like nuts, fucking like go ahead and take one guy with a web, fly him into the other dude that you just blinded, and then take the other dude that you blinded, fly him into his nuts. It's fucking great.
I'll be blunt about it. I would say Spider-Man coming out of this year's E3 is one of the most games people are most hyped about. Like I just think it looked that good, and most superhero games, let's be honest, movie tie-ins don't get that much hype behind them. This one looks like it's going to deliver flat out. You know.
I really think it will, yeah. Oh my god.
Real quick, cherry picking stuff, Tannen. Before we get, because I know you got your list out. You're the one with your shit together this week, like I said, which is refreshing. Also, the Bubsy remake that nobody saw coming, and I don't know if anybody
Oh
really
my
fucking asked for.
god.
But you know
Why?
what? You know what? Okay, I'll let you have the floor once again. But real quick, my 2 cents. Like I said, the one nobody saw coming and nobody really asked for. But if anything, I don't hate the first Bubsy game. I think if any mascot gets a second chance of redemption, it should be Bubsy because he shit the bed on what was it, Jaguar? The game was fucking awful.
The first one wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
The first one wasn't bad.
It was just an saturated market at the time of mascots, Era the Acrobat, Bubsy, Rocket Knight, all that shit. It was just he totally didn't catch on because of the gluttony of mascots at the time. Hopefully the Bubsy remake is better than the Rocket Knight remake. I don't think it's going to be great, but it's nice. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it put a smile on my face when I saw it because I didn't.
Hey, you know what? As long as every time he doesn't hit a ball of yarn, I want to eat a whole bag of popcorn. God, that fucking sound. But you know what I liked about Bubsy? If you left him alone, he knocked on your glass screen TV.
I like that. That's your favorite part about Bubsy. The idle waiting, like Sonic tapping his foot. That's your favorite part of the game is when you're doing nothing. You're just watching the screen. Oh man! But I mean, were you like, what the fuck is this? Were you like, kind of like, yeah, he deserves a second chance. Let's see where it goes with Bubsy.
No, not until Bubsy 3D. But you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, that's not fair to Bubsy. That's
you know what I'd rather see a remake, full blown awesome.
Sly Cooper. No, that's not what you were gonna say, was it?
Earthworm Jim.
Oh fuck yeah, because Earthworm Jim 3 sucked, and we deserved way better.
Yeah,
Holy
well,
shit.
so did Bubsy 3D. So
I mean, for as bad as Earthworm Jim 3 was, I'd rather play that over Bubsy 3D any day, by far. Yeah, I would have loved to see an Earthworm Jim remake. Sly Cooper, I know it's gone through a lot of people's hands. It just got this last release in 2013, but that's one of the nearest and dearest to my hearts when I know the Crash remakes are about to come out. I'm super fucking hyped for those, by the way. But Bubsy looks fun.
Awesome.
I'm gonna try out Bubsy. I'm not gonna lie. So everyone that's hating on Bubsy, give it a chance because everybody fucking shit on Yooka-Laylee before it saw the light of day, the remake, and it was fucking good. It was good.
Before Donkey Kong Country came out, everybody thought we were gonna just get some like fucking like terrible version of Donkey Kong. That's how my dad felt back in 1994. And then like look at what that created. So I mean,
right. Well, you know what? Speaking of 94, speaking of Nintendo, let's go ahead and get it out of our little systems, Tannen. Because it was today, actually. It's the freshest conference for the most part, except for the Microsoft Take 2, Take 3, Take 4. What the fuck was that? We'll get to that. Nintendo! I knew going in, because Nintendo came out and said it, you're pretty much going to just get a rehash of what we've already announced. The only real new game I saw was... Let's do it. Let's fucking do it, man. Metroid.
Mario.
Well, we'll get Odyssey. No, wait, no. Odyssey's going to make me smile. I want to get to the part that's going to make me salty, followed by the sugar.
Odyssey made me want to buy a fucking Switch.
Exactly. So that's why I want to get the salt out of our system before we get to the sugar. So Metroid.
Give me a second. Give me 1 second. 1 second. No, not to talk. Just give me 1 second, okay? Be right back.
Tannen has to poop.
No, Tannen doesn't have to do that. Just give me 1 second.
All right. Yeah, while I'm waiting on Tannen, guys, I don't know. Let me pull the chat back up. What did you guys think of Nintendo's conference? Do you think it was pretty status quo? Like, say what you want. Nintendo, it's not like they were like, we have a lot of surprises. No, they said, it's pretty much you seeing what you're getting. We're just going to rehash and, talk retread. The Metroid stuff, obviously. Some people, I know legit, my boy PNG Gamer, which I'm such a fucking schmuck. While Tannen's gone, let me take 2 seconds to plug the amazing PNG Gamer YouTube channel, whose podcast E3 Prediction Show is on last week. Great guy, great channel, great content. Makes us look like the dollar store. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Get over there, subscribe to PNG Gaming. Solid dude. But yeah, when I was on his show, some of my predictions were like, well, obviously
Tannen's
everyone
back.
Tannen is back. What's all in? Welcome back. Real quick before we bring it back, I just want to say I was plugging my boy PNG Gamer. I was actually a guest on his E3 prediction show, and my rose-colored glasses. I would have liked to see like a nice little Castlevania collection because you and I haven't even had an episode or talked about Mega Man Legacy 2 collection. We have way more shit to talk about than we can probably fit in this episode. We're gonna do our best, guys, but we're back on Nintendo. Like I said, Tannen, before you take it back. I didn't have high expectations because, like I said, they said it's going to be a rehash, a retread of what we've already seen. Nothing too new. But I figured you got to have one trick up your sleeve. And in their mind, their big trick, and why I referenced our boy PNG Gamer, when he saw Metroid Samus Returns today, he cried. He had a Breath of the Wild Tannen moment from last year when you bawled like a baby at the trailer. So I get that. But my biggest problem is, dude, Wii U has come and gone. We got nothing as far as Metroid. You've had an
Not a
entire game.
goddamn thing.
Hold on, I'll give you the floor in a second. You've had an entire gaming generation to do this shit, Nintendo. There is, and you know what? I love Return of Samus on Game Boy. I love it. But I don't want, or nor did I ask for a remake that a game I beat 100 fucking times. There is no excuse for a remake at this point. None. Don't even tell me that fucking Other M was a Metroid game or Federation Force. Shove it up your ass, double fisted style, Nintendo. Oh, and by the way, you might get Prime 4 this year. I don't know. I'm sorry, this generation. We don't know. We've been too busy with our heads up fucking Zelda's ass to worry about any of our other fucking beloved franchises. I think this, in my opinion, yes, I'm sure Samus Returns, of course, it's a remake of a good game. It's going to be fucking awesome. It looks really good. I'm not saying that it pissed me off like it was a bad looking. No, it pissed me off because we deserve better. The diehard Metroid fans, even though the games don't sell that well compared to other Nintendo games, you've got to throw a bone to your diehard fans more than a remake, especially when you skip a whole fucking console generation. Tannen, go ahead. Metroid.
We didn't get jack shit as far as Nintendo goes if you actually look at it. Oh man, we got a really good look at what everybody's going to be buying their kids for the Nintendo Switch, that being Mario Odyssey. And what the fuck was up with that stupid song?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that song
Why
about?
is the city floating? Can I be that fucking guy? Why is it floating? Anyway, Metroid. Let's get to Metroid. We'll get to Odyssey.
No. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck was up with that stupid song? Yeah, fine. That kicked out of the way. Yeah, Metroid, wow, way to half-ass it, Nintendo. Actually, way to serve it to us in a way that said, hey, Metroid fans, you adults out there, the people that we really appealed to on the GameCube, the people we tried to appeal to on the Wii, but we really, we disappointed you. We've disappointed you now for the past 10 years. Go fuck yourself. get poised for it. It's going to come out.
That's what I took.
It'll probably be a few years from now, but go fuck yourself. But we went ahead and told you about that, didn't we? But they didn't tell anything about anybody else. We got a fucking Metroid teaser of, hey, it's being made. But it's a remake. But nothing new. What else did we get? A Yoshi? Yoshi? Yoshi was part of it, right?
We got Yoshi, Kirby. We got more footage of Xenogears, which I'm not going to hate on. Xenoblade, sorry. Xenogears.
That Xenoblade trailer did look pretty badass, but
you got to give us more.
Yeah. Come on, like, keep it coming to me here. Where's my, hey, this is the DLC, the story DLC for Zelda we promised you. Am
I alone in this with as far as you and me, man? Because did I take the Metroid thing too hard? Because I took it as a total slap in the face, like, fuck you, you're gonna buy it anyway. That's what I took from it. And as far as like new content, it was kind of like, well, keep hanging on our nutsack because we're gonna unleash it whenever we feel like, and you're gonna buy it regardless. That's what I took from Metroid.
Well, here's what I took from Nintendo in general.
Okay.
Odyssey makes me want to switch, but
does it make you need a Switch though? I think it's
no. Like I'll wait like the next 3 years for a fucking Switch.
Amen.
And they've really disappointed me. But like as they piss off the Wii U and they piss away with it, like as I'm watching, even right now, this trailer for Mario Odyssey, the Wii U could handle that.
I agree.
It's bullshit.
I agree.
And, the
That's
hardware.
another big thing coming out of Nintendo for me that I don't think anyone is really addressing. All these fucking games could have been on Wii U. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh, I think they were trying to integrate the whole use it as a handheld system, and they still are. But I think that's this E3 show. They should have been really whooping out the dick. I mean, waving around the big dick. Get your dick really big, wave it around, smack everybody in the face with it, and instead they completely failed on that. And I actually expected them to be smacking everybody with it. They were the fucking finale, for God's sake.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest disconnect, because I think in their mind, Tannen, they did that. I think that in their mind, Reggie and who you will, the usual suspects, in their mind, well, we show them anything Metro related, they'll come. It doesn't matter. I think in their minds, right now, sitting in their bourgeois schmoozwa office or wherever the fuck they're at, they thought they delivered. And I
guess what, guys? You fucked up because the Shadow Colossus remake fucking makes me more excited. The fucking Marvel vs. Capcom and story demo makes me really fucking excited. And I own whatever all you want. I'm more excited about that than your motherfucking little handheld goddamn system that I'm thankful that I didn't spend fucking goddamn money on, other than the fact that I wish I could play Zelda at work.
For a screen that's just going to come out in 6 months with a bigger screen anyways. Fuck me. Hey, real quick, shout out to our boy Castle Zots. You want to talk about balls? He lives up in Canada, Tannen, a good pally of mine. He took a picture on Twitter playing a Switch in a canoe. So you are a brave man, because in my experience, I don't think I've ever been in a canoe I didn't tip.
Actually, that's pretty badass, man.
It's
good
badass.
Job.
It is badass. It's ballsy, because I am not good with canoes. I will tip that motherfucker, Tannen. You can attest.
You have been there. I don't like getting a canoe with Travis. If I get in a canoe with Travis, I'm definitely just putting on boxers or swimming trunks.
Trunks.
And I'm not carrying anything in my pockets important to me at all. The only thing I'm going to have when I get into a canoe with Travis is a beer, and that's going to get spilled. So there's that.
Only a beer you have more beers, because you're going to waste it in the river that I'm going to tip. Because I'm going to tip it.
No, I don't want to swim down current and chase after my fucking beers. They're going to be back on dry land while you go get the canoe, you canoe tipping bastard.
But I mean, I love my boy PNG. I love people like Killsteel Crooks. To say that this Metroid trailer brought you to tears and that's your favorite series, I get it, because we've waited so long. They've made us wait so long.
No, I do.
But if anything, at the end of the day, I'm angry. I would feel angry. It would be tears of rage.
I think I've built up such an immunity to expecting Nintendo to do anything more with the Metroid series that I can't even stand it anymore.
Yeah. It's like Konami with Castlevania.
But I'm not shitting on your enthusiasm.
Yeah. Exactly.
But what I am saying is I'm not getting disappointed again. I refuse to do that.
I kind of look at it as, and we will move on past Metroid. It was just one of the things I was most salty about today, guys. If we keep shelling out our hard-earned dollars for these remakes, and sometimes remakes are fine, that's okay. But in the case like this, they've had so much time. They're going to make another remake.
Something new.
They're going to make another one, and then they're going to expect people to buy that one. Don't give in to it, guys. I'm not, like I said, I'm conflicted because, yeah, Tannen, you saw the trailer for Metroid on 3DS. It looks fucking awesome. But at the end of the day, I guess you and I we take a step back because we do this podcast, because of our love for gaming. We know what you're doing, Nintendo, and I, for one, am not going to fall for it. I don't know about you, Tannen. I'm not.
Reggie's just is an evil son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And we need something that, dude,
he has a nice apartment, though, because we got a grand fucking tour in the conference of his apartment. We give two shits. But.
All right. Good job, you son of a bitch.
Nice.
Moving on. You know what? I'm not.
I am salty. If anything from this entire E3, the most salty thing is Metroid for me. I'm salty as
No. There's more salty shit. What about all this VR bullshit?
No.
I'm sorry, man.
Well, VR always takes a pass with me.
VR Doom,
The other thing I'm
VR
saltiest
Fallout
about is
4,
Last of Us 2, honestly.
VR Morrowind, VR. Like, actually, I'm just naming nothing but
It's not going to
against
take off.
Bethesda now at
It's
this
not
point.
going to take off. Come at me in the chat, the comments. VR is not going to take off. People do not go out of their way after working all day, going to school all day, doing whatever all day, to do more fucking activity. Yes, I get it. Wii Sports took off with motion control. But besides Wii Sports, what other fucking motion control games have ever taken off? Wii Sports took off because your grandmother could play it with you. Your grandmother didn't play Metroid Prime fucking 3 because motion controls ruined Metroid on the Wii.
And you know what also?
Go ahead.
You know, this VR shit, it's going to give your grandmother a heart attack. And then she'll be dead. And you'll be like, why did I ever put grandma on there?
I want VR to take off because I love to see change. I love when the little winds of change blow and the little breeze takes us to a far distant land we've never explored. But I'm telling you, you're promoting VR wrong. You're trying to piggyback VR off of console gaming, which night and day. Night and day. I'm getting the whistle, which means I need to wrap up my rant. Guys, it's not going to take off unless they start giving us actual fucking games.
Change. Sorry.
Yes, they gave us Skyrim. That's great. This game was released in 2011. Holy shit. Most of us have put over 100 hours into Skyrim. I don't really need to go back. You know what I'm saying? Moss looks cool, but you got to give us more. If you put so many millions of dollars into this VR, you need to look at your demographics. Yes, Tannen and I are not morbidly obese. No, we're not. But the general World of Warcraft player, EverQuest player back in the day, was not your most physically fit motherfucker. The general consensus with the gaming community is, I don't want to stand up and do more shit. That's why I'm playing a fucking game. I want to sit and relax. Shit.
Look, I don't want to play Final Fantasy, the fucking fishing game. Okay.
Oh my god, yes. I just, I smiled. All I could do at that point was a little snicker and a smile when I saw that trailer.
Like Final Fantasy, the fishing game. That's fucking great. That's great,
fine.
guys.
You know what? That's what I'm asking for. It's relaxing. That gets a pass. You know what I'm saying? That gets a fucking pass.
Where the fuck's the Final Fantasy VII remake? Oh wait, no, you've been working on a fishing game. It's fucking awesome.
Stick around in 2020. We'll get it. Let's move on because I'm tired of being pissed off. You want to get into Odyssey because it's time to smile. I think I am super hyped. I'm not gonna lie. It's not gonna make me buy a Switch, but it looks like one of the best Mario games they've ever done. Specifically, how has it taken this long to use the hat gimmick like they're doing in this? You know, I think that's something like, as much as we love Mario and so many fucking 10 out of 10 Mario games, it's like something they've never really dabbled in, and it's awesome. But it's like, how did it take us this long to use this fucking hat? I guess in a way. But Tannen, what did you think of what you saw from Mario Odyssey?
I want to play up. If I can like put a hat on a T-Rex and run around like that and just roar at shit, I want to play it.
Beautiful game, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty well done. Of course, it's Nintendo. Sorry, I'm just finishing this meal that Karen brought me.
Damn it.
But
wish I was over there eating
it. Chicken carbonara. But no, like I think Super Mario Odyssey looks great, but like here's what pauses me about a Switch. I have Zelda for the Wii U, and I got my available DLC ready for it. It's not selling me on the Wii U. And that's all I expected for it to do. I got on Mario Kart the other day, man, and now I think it's more fun. Because there's only 2,000 people online.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's less cluttery.
It runs really well, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, let's all get on this version.
Yeah, by the way, off topic, I know I texted you that I still need to come out to the shop and get those Disney Infinity things for my kids because they're dirt cheap now. We're just talking about Wii U things being dirt cheap. We always say it on our episodes. Now is the time, guys. Get that shit now.
Yeah, no. Like, there's been a collector dude that keeps sniffing around. He took up all the Star Wars ones. You got to get in there because he keeps coming in, and like every paycheck he gets just spends more and more.
Yeah, I know Walmart out here has them for like $3, so I just picked up like Chewbacca the other day for the kids. He's really funny.
Yeah, why don't you just come out and spend $1 a piece? Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you, asshole. Go, but yeah, let's move on because quite frankly, I want to move on past Nintendo.
I'm done. I'm done with talking about Nintendo. I want to talk more about what Sony's conference was.
Go ahead.
And I wasn't done with it.
Excuse me.
Uncharted. I'm just bringing it up. Uncharted.
Lost Legacy.
Yeah, Lost Legacy. Wow, boy, wasn't it great, folks? Seeing this offshoot with Chloe, a character that we always kind of like fucking loved to hate in a way, but it was like, boy, we get her point of view. And we also got the Detroit Becoming Human. Oh my god!
Oh my god! Yes, thank you. That is a game I saw that blew my fucking mind. Go ahead.
No. Well, dude, did you play Heavy Rain?
I have not played Heavy Rain, but I've seen many of a review and game.
Look, dude.
I wasn't.
Dude,
know for a fact I was the 360 guy.
But look, the series that I love about this. I mean, Karen and I have played Indigo Prophecy together and helped make the decisions. We played Heavy Rain together. And we played that fucking game where you watch that actress cry all the time. The fuck was that game even called? Ellen Page,
Night
the
Trap.
game. No, Ellen Page crying, the game. I'm just gonna leave it at that. She cries so much in the fucking game. It's a good game, whatever. Willem Dafoe's in it. They really went over the top with it. It didn't beat Heavy Rain in our opinion. We weren't Heavy Rain had a shock on but nobody's ever played Heavy Rain. I don't want to talk about it or who the killer was.
Yeah.
But what I will say is play Heavy Rain if you've never played it. It is a mystery game that it will shock the shit out of you. Unfortunately, Ellen Page crying the game was a little bit different and wasn't as great. This Detroit Becoming Human actually makes, and we've been watching this game very closely for the past 6 years. That goes to show how long it is. If any of our listeners are 18 years old, guess what? You were 12. And if any of our listeners are 12, guess what? You were 6. Karen and I have been watching this game in very much detail.
And if the
for
Boston
the past 6
accent
years.
didn't drive it home, I hope it did.
Yeah, right. This trailer really drove it home for us, though, and we cannot wait for this game to come out.
Yeah, dude.
But Travis, you should play Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls.
There's a lot of games I should play. We've established Dude, I took so much shit. I was like I said, I was on a guest on that podcast. I was like, yeah, I've never played a Fallout game. You would have thought I had like a swastika tattoo,
Wow. But yeah, no, I'm not saying go play Indigo Prophecy. It's not readily available unless you want to come over to my house. Of course, I have it. But if you ever, you can get on your PS4. You can get a remake, a really good remaster of Heavy Rain. That's one of the best fucking games I've ever played. As far as
all the time too, I noticed the remake.
It's a really great game. But also it's called Beyond Two Souls, but I like to call it Ellen Page crying the game because all she does is cry. That was also, it was a pretty good game, not as good as Heavy Rain. This game, on the other hand, which is the follow up to that, this Detroit Becoming Human,
looks awesome.
I really think that this is his masterpiece. I can't remember what his name is as a director. He's a French director.
Now, because I never played Heavy Rain, in Detroit, they showed off the possible scenarios to a situation that you pinpoint. Was that
before Heavy Rain? I actually played Indigo Prophecy, and that's what was awesome about Heavy Rain is it's a decision making game.
Yeah,
you mold the story of this game.
Your bread and butter.
And guess what? You can die. Your characters can die, all based on your situation. Fucking Until Dawn actually really tops Ellen Page crying the game. But man, dude, I tell you though, fucking Ellen Page crying the game Beyond Two Souls is a lot much of a deeper story where like, yeah, like this plot of these teenage kids getting slowly killed off. Really, yeah, it's funny how like, yeah, um, this Detroit becoming human, I think, is going to actually, he's going beyond what he has ever reached
Yeah,
with his storytelling.
It's his quintessential
And
masterpiece that he probably will never top. You know what I mean? It looks that good.
I'm starting to think that. And but man, I am rip roaring for it. So yeah, with that said, we talked about that Lost Legacy, God of War, blah blah blah. You know what the biggest disappointment of the Sony press conference was? He ends it with this announcement. He's like, "So we're going to go ahead and end this announcement with a Sony exclusive," and so many people like, "Wow, yeah!"
Oh, Last of
Okay,
Us 2.
let's go ahead and end it with this Sony exclusive, Destiny 2.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, they ended it with Spider-Man. I'm sorry, but still.
But they build up that yeah, they did. They build it up like we're gonna see Last of Us 2 or something, and it was fucking Destiny 2.
No, it was Spider-Man, wasn't it?
No, I'm not. No, I mean, yeah, right before Spider-Man, though, is what he still built up.
I still built
like
Destiny 2, and it was like, okay, you fucking prick. And then, like, before the credits roll, that's when we got Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And, like, it was like, we sat here through all this shit. You fucking prick. Like, you fucking prick.
I think it's that time. Let's get right into it. We did not. Naughty Dog usually delivers. We did not get anything else on The Last of Us 2. I'm sick and tired of looking at an acoustic guitar being played. I need more. You need more. We all need more. What the fuck? Now, maybe it's not ready. I am fair enough when I can say if that's the case, fine. But if it is, what the fuck? What? Tannen, what did you think of Last of Us 2? Just nothing on it. Ever. On this E3.
Well, we got a taste 3 months ago, and I thought like it was one that I expected. That's why I sat down and watched Sony's shit.
Yeah.
And then of course we did get we did get Lost Legacy trailer, which I wasn't disappointed in. Like I was like, wow, like, but at the same time, how big is this game gonna be? Like, how much did you guys really put into this? Because are you really trying to get us to shut the fuck up about, what should be happening right now, which is Last of Us 2? All of it, none of us really asked for, like, an Uncharted 4. I don't think anybody asked for that.
Because a lot of people thought 3 was the swan song.
Yeah. And no, instead we got Uncharted 4, which ended up being the swan song.
Which ended up being really actually, from everyone's opinion, like the best fucking one. So.
Oh, it's awesome. Fucking loved it. And in my opinion, to Naughty Dog, right on after that, why don't you leave it alone and just really focus? I don't know what's going on with Last of Us, so they had to give us this like Chloe story.
Yeah.
Chloe was somebody, wow, I even burped on this one. Chloe is somebody that I never
wanted to get behind as a protagonist, right?
Like she's hot.
Well, that's
but sorry, you said want to get behind. Pun intended.
Oh, look at you.
But no, but as far as like storyline goes and stuff, no, she was an interesting character, but like a lot of that was already discussed then in 3. And she pops back up, but in the end you got you got who you wanted to be end up with,
Right.
I didn't think Chloe should necessarily have her own storyline. She's kind of a fuck over, cares about her own self person.
But maybe
maybe this
will redeem her and make you want to get behind her. Is why they did it.
But the reason that we like Drake, the reason that we like Sully, the reason that we like
the quips, the funny quips, and the Indiana Jones feel to it. That's exactly why we.
but also is the fact that they they're going around, they're actually kind of serial killers in a way because they kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
But
the reason that
we like the reason that we back them up is because their relatability to get along with. Chloe, on the other hand, just betrays Drake, like, I mean, at least 3 times in the story. And then it's always, I had to do it to protect you. And it's just like bullshit.
That tired ass. Yeah, that tired.
And I'm always just like, dude, like if it were me and I was in the middle of the jungle, I would have shot her in the fucking face and went on with my adventure. Like at that point, because I've already killed like 50 soldiers. So like,
I don't know the actual timestamp in the episode, but go back, timestamp it, guys. I would have shot her in the face to continue my adventure. I will never forget where I was when that quote was uttered. Yeah, but in my opinion, I got in not really a debate, but like my buddy Bruno in the good old Hibiki group chat on Twitter today was, oh my god, blah blah blah, lost leg. I'm like, dude, it's a cash grab. It's a cash grab. It is. Let's be honest.
No, hopefully it funds Last of Us 2. We get what we really want from that one.
I mean,
I'm telling you though,
the Crash remake isn't going to fund Last of Us 2. So
if something happens though where I'm like playing fucking Last of Us 2 and Chloe pops up in it, I hope it gives me the
what if
choice
you're playing
to just
Last
like
of Us 2 and Crash just pops up in it? Fucking, what are you doing here? Christ, he's got like blood all over him. He's just a sick fuck. But Tana, we are nearing the end of our E3 live recap special. Thank all you guys who came in the chat. We got a couple more things to unveil, and I promise we're out of here. Tana, another big one out of this was, like you dabbled on it earlier, God of War. The new God of War. We actually got some gameplay footage. Totally different from any other God of War we got.
Looks pretty badass.
We have actually, in 21 or so episodes, never talked about this franchise. Were you a big fan of the God of War series? And are you hyped for Fulham?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I think maybe we never brought it up because are you? Did we ever like?
I only ever. No, we haven't.
It's just a song that we're both too shy to dance towards. While we're both like looking at each other across the dance floor.
I only ever played up to 2 on the PS2, and I've never played a God of War since. I probably missed out. Come at me. Never had a PS3. But Tannen, I'm sure you played 3 and beyond.
Oh yeah. And it's awesome.
I liked it. I liked 1 and 2. I liked 2 a lot better than 1, but 1 was still good,
Another thing is I played the PSP versions.
There you go. We'll go ahead. So you were the perfect person to ask since you've played every incarnation, it seems like. Is 4 going to deliver because it's so different, and are people being too hard on it? Because people are shitting on it.
I think expectations are very high. And this is a game that means a lot to people. Like this is kind of going in with to some people this is like Zelda to them, Travis.
Which is sad, but hey, to each their own,
Yeah, teach everybody. It would be like if they announced another Arkham game or something, though, too.
Which, you know what? Speaking of the devil, a lot of people thought that. We got no Batman games announced, so I actually thought we were getting a new Rocksteady Arkham game, too. Like, I believe the hype.
I was kind of crossing my fingers for a sequel to Origins to bridge the gap, but hey, if it's a no-go, it's a no-go.
But yeah, are people being too hard on God of War 4? Because we haven't really seen a lot at all. Like, we got a tidbit.
No, I really think they are. Because all we're seeing is cutscenes, really. And the gameplay that we saw, like, I mean, it's button prompt. In which case, though, I mean, what the fuck do you expect, dude? It's God of War.
Yeah, exactly. That's like they're showing a new Street Fighter game.
I thought it looked badass, and like what do you want out of your God of War?
That would be
do you want a Breath of the Wild God of War? Like, in which case, like, you know what?
People bitching about time button sequences in God of War 4 trailer or
Oh my
gameplay
god.
footage, whatever.
Yeah, yo, you know what?
So it's
For
like,
what
are
they're
you gonna
bitching about,
bitch
the
about
people
a
that
half
the
circle being used
people
in
that
the
are
new
bitching
Street
about it,
Fighter
though,
game? What do you want?
the
What do
people
you
that are
want? Are you gonna
yeah.
bitch about holding B as momentum in Mario so you can fucking run? What's next? Holy
But
shit!
you know, like the people that are bitching about this shit, you know what? Why don't you take Breath of the Wild, fucking put Kratos over it, and make it a bloody fucking game if that's what you fucking want?
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Or just play Breath of the Wild on mute and listen. Just play Breath of the Wild on mute and listen to Slayer. Listen to a Slayer album and pretend there's gore. Oh, motherfucker, die in the name of Ganon. Yeah, like, dude, I'm so glad you brought that up. That was like my biggest thing. Like, why are people bitching about time button sequences in God of War? That's God of fucking War. Like,
That's how it started. Jesus. And we had him in the third one, and it was nice. It was great. I don't know. People were like, I want an open world.
oh
God,
god, fuck you, people in your
that's
open
not
worlds.
fucking
Aren't
God of
there enough
War.
goddamn open world experiences you can play at this point? Not every fucking franchise
I
has to
want
go
my
open
God of
world.
War to like teach me how to be a cooking mama, and at the same time, like a babysitting mama and
The
care for
problem is,
dogs.
Tannen,
Well, like
like I said, we're getting close, and I don't want to go out
some
here. I don't want to go out of here on a sour note because before we do go out of here, we're gonna bring up Ubisoft and my favorite trailer unveiled throughout the whole. And you know what I'm talking about, and it's not Assassin's Creed. Before we get out of
it
here,
wasn't Assassin's Creed because it was bullshit.
yeah, that was so. We're gonna get to that in a second. We're gonna get to the salt and end with the sugar on my favorite trailer. But I think, guys, I think Tannen, dude, the biggest problem, people don't know what the fuck they want. That is, and it's so frustrating as somebody who goes into these conferences with maintained expectations. People ruin these kind of things, and it's up
Yeah.
to us to be smart enough to filter those people out.
Here's the thing.
Because
Here's
those
the thing.
people are gonna
And
fucking bitch no matter
I don't
what.
know, filter
And you
these
gotta be
people out.
smarter than
They
that.
want people want, I guess, a new franchise or something, but they want their characters to be stars of those franchises.
Yeah,
And guess what? No.
I
Then
don't
you
get
just
it.
want a whole new fucking story. And if you want a whole new fucking story, I don't know, sit down with a fucking pen and paper and come up with your own goddamn
Go
game
to
and
college.
don't call it something else. Okay? Like I do fucking open world, like where it's like Witch Hunter, fucking God of War, which is a lot of what I see the fans argue about. What the fuck are you thinking
An
about?
open
Go the
world
fuck
an
home.
open world God of War would be so OP and so fucking boring. It would be mundane in like an hour. Because
It would be Witch
Kratos is
Hunter.
so OP.
It would be Witch Hunter or Witcher. I'm sorry, It'd be fucking Witcher.
No, come on. Witcher would be better. If God of War went open world, it would just be time button sequences every 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what they're bitching about, though. They don't want their God of War to have that anymore. So they don't play God of War.
Yeah.
Go fucking play
They
Witcher.
go
Hey,
play an
you
open
want
fucking world game. You
Jesus
cocksuckers.
Christ. Fucking what the fuck do you want out of anything
Look,
anymore?
look. You know what?
You,
Come once
you know
again.
what? Hey,
Come
hey,
at us.
hey, 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 Travis. I want my Fallout game to be where it's like two dimensional and you pick a fighter and I pick a fighter.
Yeah.
Like, or I want my, you know what I want my Mario game to be? I want my Mario game to be something where he opens up his mouth, sucks something in real deep, and then spits it on people, and it's like 8-bit. I'm sick of my Mario
Sounds like
being so open world.
sounds like beat 'em and eat 'em on Atari or something with the cum shot games.
I'm
Hashtag cum
talking,
shot games.
I'm talking
Tannen.
about uh, I want my Mario to strangle Nazis and stab them, which that sounds pretty
I
cool,
want my
actually.
Mario to be strung out on meth. I want my Mario to be strung out on meth, and I want him to be able to get into a vehicle anytime he wants, and blah blah blah. Not
Like,
everybody can be fucking GTA guys.
you know what?
God.
I want my pizza to get here on time, bitches.
But to wrap it up. Let's take it home, Tannen. With Ubisoft, a lot of people hate Ubisoft. You and I are kind of so-so in Ubisoft. Can you blame us? But Assassin's Creed Origins, another game. A lot of people thought we were gonna get a lot more than we got. What we got, like you said earlier, wasn't fat bullshit. I love the Assassin's Creed games that were good. I played up until Black Flag. I'm hesitant on Syndicate. My good buddy Gamer Thumb TV on YouTube told me to play Syndicate. People are too hard on it. I'm gonna check it out, but I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw the first screenshots
Syndicate
of
was really
Origins,
awesome.
when I first saw this game unveiled, like screenshots, I was excited because this seems like a return to form. But at the same time, I think my biggest problem with not getting into Unity and Syndicate, and I'll let you have it in here in a second, I'm not big on games where I feel like I've done this before. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is just a new layer of paint, a new coat of
Of
paint.
course, of course you're doing it before because that's what you're doing.
Exactly.
The original Assassin's Creed was so great, but like I always remember even playing it back when I first played it.
Well,
Boy,
the original was okay, but the second one I think is the one that just took everyone's breath away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it wasn't repetitive, and you had a whole trilogy based off of the fucking second iteration.
You had Revelations, Brotherhood, and let's be quite fucking honest. Assassin's Creed 2 has one of the best stories ever in a video game, in my opinion.
Goddamn right.
How it was told, how it was executed, the ending. My God. If you don't like Assassin's Creed 2, you might need to get your pulse checked. And you know what? If you never played Assassin's Creed 2 because people shit on Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed, you're doing yourself an injustice. That is a total case of don't listen to the hype. Just play it for yourself. Have your own experience on it. Because I love Assassin's Creed 2. Like I said, I loved them all up until Black Flag, and then I fell off. You know what I mean?
Black Flag was just, if you don't like naval battles,
you're not going to like Black Flag.
Yeah. Which, going back into E3, yeah, now you have this whole, like, franchise now that they're creating off of that.
Yeah.
Which is strictly pirate battles.
Shock.
Yeah, boo. I'm not booing it, actually. Like, I like naval battles, but I don't think I'd like a whole game based around it. Unless it was all online, everybody was working on a ship together.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that sounds like fun. But you know what? That's me.
Make it like North and South for NES.
After Black Flag, we had Unity, and oh my God, Unity was terrible. It was a half-assed game. But then we had
Buggy
what was the last one where we're in Industrial London?
In London, Syndicate.
Yep. Yeah, that game was amazing, actually.
See, I've heard so much 50-50 on it. When I hear so much 50-50 on a game, it strays me, but I try not to give in. I try to make it, and I'm going to sound like a hypocrite because I just told everyone to go for their own experience, but it does stray me. And like I actually going to pick it up because it's so much cheaper now, for one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, dude, it's so worth it. Like $10. Go ahead, get it. Unity was not Unity. Fucking goddamn it, Syndicate was like really awesome game. Unity was terrible, but you know what? It's $5. Go ahead, pick it up.
So since I never played it, what was the biggest thing about Unity in your opinion? Was it just
you hear the people sing? It was about the French Revolution.
Yeah.
Revolution. I'm sorry, the resolution.
The resolution. What's a French resolution? A blowjob or a cum shot? Sorry.
I don't know. We should really come up with that.
I know we have a lady in the chat.
You know what? I gave him a French resolution.
I don't think I'm too offended at not offended, but I'm sorry. I know I said we have a lady in the chat. On her Twitter profile, it says sex toy lover, so I don't think she's too offended. So continue.
I just also just said like I would give either a French resolution.
French resolution just sounds like a happy.
I'd feed you cake.
Ooh.
And eat it
cake
too.
Like
I'll let you eat cake. Come on, eat some cake.
I don't think we praise how good Eddie Izzard's stand-up was back in the day, like the late '90s.
No, we really don't. Wow, you're really going off to subject there.
Like I said, the drinks are flowing for me tonight, so I'm drinking up Eddie Izzard.
Like they really gave up on it. Like I mean, like dude, like I got it not too long ago, and they still like faces disappearing, game freezing up. Fucking at one point, like I'm fighting invisible demons. What the fuck's going on here? Like I shouldn't stream it. Like it was a game that they were like, "Yep, we're not patching it anymore. Syndicate's coming out. Fuck it." like,
Yeah.
so sorry for all those that spent $60 on that game or that are hardcore fans of the Assassin's Creed games. You got fucked in the ass.
Yeah, and Unity was the total disconnect from diehards of that series. That was the point where people fell off. Origins seems like it's like, well, come on back. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going the come on back mentality, you got to give us more.
Syndicate should have brought the fans back anyway, because that was a really good
Well,
game.
that's the first one after the stink. It always takes like one or two. You know what I mean?
The first one after the stink only came out like 6 months after.
But exactly, the stink was that fresh. Like you couldn't wait a year. Like, and I think that was a bumblefuck decision business wise. Unity, from what I've seen and heard, was so bad.
They had 2 different development teams,
Right.
and
right.
Yeah, I guess it's wherever you put your money where your mouse is. You know,
your mouse or your mouth.
Your mouse.
We're talking
put your money where your mouth is.
VR.
Putting Rugrats over here, motherfucker.
How awesome would a new Rugrats game be? By the way,
dude, I was actually we have a
I played
Rugrats
one on
game.
GameCube. It wasn't that bad.
Like, we have one on PS1 at the shop that nobody's been picking up. I'm really surprised. Nobody's been picking it up, and I'm thinking about buying it.
Well,
but yeah, how awesome would a new Rugrat? Where like they got the original cast together, and you like actually, well, I mean, you know, except for
most,
Tommy Pickles' dad, rest in peace.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's an impersonator or two out there.
Stu, yeah, Stu's no longer with us, but
well,
yeah, like a good Rugrats game. We should start developing that, Travis. Kickstart.
Yeah, we should.
The reset button presents.
Well, you got to give me a little time because I got to go out of my way and suck like 250 penises to get the license. But I'll do my best. Tannen, let's take this motherfucker home and wrap up E3 on the one trailer out of everything we've talked about that nearly, and I don't, you know for a fact that I'm not the crier when I see trailers like you, but this almost got me. Fucking finally. And I knew exactly what it was when I saw the very first 5 seconds. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Holy shit!
Holy shit.
Yes!
Yeah.
Give me it now.
Yeah, that was a fucking trailer. I actually, you know, I'm so glad that you held off. This has been in my notes, and I thought about the right time to bring it up. But you know what? Like, just like fingering a girl the right way, guess what? I made you come.
Yeah, give me a second. I need a Kleenex. I came all over my laptop, even saying the name. So go ahead, Ted.
Oh my god, dude!
First segue ever.
Just like as it started to zoom in on the city, and you had that like, you know, the person's back. Like I even thought, is this a Good and Evil? It's Beyond Good and Evil. And then you had the close up of the pig lips. Motherfucker, you gotta be kidding me. Gotta be fucking kidding me. Dude, yeah. This is a very much anticipated game. I think this was the one that, like, as we bitch about how disappointing E3 was, of being like a Christmas kind of a push. This was a trailer that, like, Travis, I really hope we don't have to wait like the next 20 years for.
No, I see it within the next 12 months. We're getting this. I really do. I think that they know the hype is so overwhelming for this, and I think it's just more than a cinematic trailer. I think they have a lot up their sleeve with this. Not only, you know, the pig lips and all that shit, and the voice acting was tremendous. Just the whole, and I know it's just a fucking, you know, like a cinematic trailer, but the whole, how it was executed, by far was, in my opinion, the best trailer from E3. The getaway escape, the humor, and at the very end, tying it back into the ragtag group of fiends you knew from the first one, and it just, like I said, dude, it nearly brought a tear to my eye because the first one was one of my favorite fucking games from the PS4.
Well, that's the thing, though. I think this is a prequel. I think this takes place before the first one.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying, which is also exciting. Yeah, I'm super fucking hyped, by far. Tannen, I know you obviously, do you have the first one? I didn't see it on the show.
I have a couple versions of it.
Right on. Is this one of those games you think didn't need a remake, or you thought it was long overdue?
It never needed a remake. But it did. We got that. We got the HD version, which was great. And I think that prepped us for whatever the fuck we're about to get. But if it is a prequel, I mean, there are well, I hate to mean to, but
by the
like,
way, real quick, did you see at the conference when they showed the trailer, and right before they bring out the PR people, did you see the big morbidly obese fat guy like bawling like a baby? Because that was probably my favorite part of E3. Continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to. Sorry.
No, I saw that too. But I mean, as I said, the tournament pictures too, where I didn't bring it up earlier, but we had the tourney pictures where everybody looks like they're shitting themselves.
Yeah.
And never have you seen a collection of people trying to take a dump.
I didn't.
I did 2017.
Last year when we did our E3 show on Hard to Name podcast, and you're the guest, I actually caught a lot of that live. This was actually the Ubisoft conference was the only one I caught live for the majority. I caught tidbits of Nintendo, but it pissed me off so much I just went to do other things. I caught all Ubisoft, and I legit saw this when it happened, and yeah, the butterflies were there in my stomach. Like I said, I knew what it was. As soon as I saw that fucking British monkey, I knew what it was, and it gave me the feels, man. I'm not gonna lie. It gave me total feels. Tannen, we've done it, man. We've hit the end of the road like boys to men. Real quick, let's wrap it up, both of us.
Wow.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of stuff we didn't cover, but if you want, feel free because we got nothing.
No, I was still talking about Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, man. I'm trying to keep on the chat. Well, fuck me. We're live. Go ahead, Bill O'Reilly.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Bill O'Reilly.
Our E3 special. This is not episode 22. This is just the E3 special.
This is cock tease. Slap it on your face.
Of the reset buttons. Slap it on your faces. This is 21 and a half for the starts, but also you asked me
at the end of this episode though, Tannen, are we still going to give a request for what each other's going to play for next episode? Because I have something for you, and I from what you tell me off air earlier, you got something for me.
Oh, I got something for you. All right.
By the way, like I said, it's not our official episode. We're going to get real into it. I can't believe we didn't do this at the beginning. Let's 2 seconds before we get out of here and wrap up E3 and our grades on it. Adam West passed away at 88. Not a tragedy because he lived a full, amazing life, but fucking legend gone. And yeah, I was really sad, Tana. Any 2 cents on Adam West before we delve into it fully on our next episode?
Voice actor. I mean, shit. I watched him growing up for fucking years. Even on different shows. We should reflect more on even the 80s shows that he grew up. I think he even showed up on Cosby Mysteries.
Stick around, for real, guys. Stick around episode 22. We're gonna give a total respect to Adam West because he totally is in Shatner territory. Like he reinvented himself. You know what I'm saying, with Family Guy and stuff before that too.
No, I think he actually beat Shatner in class.
I do too. Totally.
He never dipped as low as Shatner. He actually just kept it good. And
the only bad things you've ever heard about Adam West in his career is when he was in his prime in the Batman days and just banging a bunch of chicks. And I mean, come on, you're fucking Batman. That comes with the territory. So it's not really.
He was 35 years old.
Exactly.
He was 3 years older than what I am.
Exactly.
I mean, if I'm 35 and playing Batman, the fuck do you think I'm going to be doing?
You got a gadget or two for that situation, I'm sure. But Tannen, go ahead, wrap up Beyond Good and Evil, and we will grade E3 here in a second. So go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, Good and Evil, Beyond Good and Evil, yes, if it deserved HD remake, yes, it did. And that was awesome. I fucking love the game. I love that franchise. I'm glad they're finally building on it. This does feel like we actually got. I am kind of getting a little bit shaky uppy because we're basically getting a Half-Life 3 official announcement. I feel like this is up there with that.
I'm so glad that on your format, this is kind of what you were saving for the end too, because It just speaks to how much chemistry you and I have in our taste. Like, this is totally
What?
E2 I'm taking from E3. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the one that gave you the feels, if anything. And I love it.
Travis, you're fading it out, brother.
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what was the last thing you
Oh,
said?
all I was saying is it makes me feel really good that, like, on your format, on your end, like, that's what you were saving for last. Because I feel like, and that speaks to you and I's chemistry from our tastes, Beyond Good and Evil is the one that got us the most out of everything we saw
Yeah.
in E3 this year.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, dude, fucking even beyond Star Wars Battlefront 2, that one really did, like, that fucking hit me right in the goddamn balls. But with that said, though, overall, though,
real quick, Tannen, and I have heard tidbits about this. And by the way, Arbitrarium, hi, sweetie, thank you for popping in. Honey says she's heard tidbits that this Beyond Good and Evil could be an MMO. I have heard Husband on that. Even if it is, ugh, this is my fanboy. This is just one of those series. I'm not an
that's
MMO
going
fan.
either way. That's going to go
okay.
either way
It
there.
gets a pass.
I don't.
Yeah.
Huh?
Like I'm saying, either way, I'm such a fanboy of the first one. Like, and I'm not an MMO fan per se, but it would get a pass. If it goes the route of MMO, that's not the nail in the coffin. I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, some series need to evolve. I don't know if this series, and like I said, I have heard the buzz that it may be that this series totally doesn't need to go that route. That is a bad decision, but if it does go that route, I'm going to give it a chance at the end of the day because I love it so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually still would participate in that, but I really wish that it actually is a single player, and that it delivers that same magic that we had the first time around.
Sure.
With that being said, you wanted me to sum up EA?
Yeah, let's go
E3?
ahead, Tannen.
E3.
In 2017, our 2017 E3 recap. But next year, hopefully, we'll have better grades. But I'm pretty sure these are going to be lackluster. Let's go
This
ahead,
is like
Tannen.
a C plus. I give it a C plus. Yeah, because I really feel like this was majorly more of a commercial for Christmas.
I'm going to be that guy, and I'm going to say C minus. And you know why? You can go, ooh, all you want.
Oh, you're going below me?
I am. That may be a first also. There is a difference between showing. I would have rather them show us Last of Us 2 footage being lackluster and just not ready than nothing. I think there's a difference in showing us things. At least we would know. With other games, at least we would know. To give us a cock tease like Last of Us 2 like that when they did that, it just seemed so obvious. Like, okay, they're gonna wait for E3. We're gonna get more of the whole pie here, not just a slice. But to give us nothing, that just wow.
Oh man, did you watch the live, like, whenever like they ended it and the lights came on, everybody just slowly got up. There was no clapping. Like everybody just slowly got up out of their seats, like, oh well, thanks for fucking nothing.
Thanks for pretty much wasting our time. I don't want to say wasting our time because
yeah, because it was Spider-Man was awesome.
Yeah,
but to end it with a fucking
and a lot of last year's E3, I would say last year's E3 was better. And I would say the best E3 we've gotten in years, just based on hype, was 2015. A lot of that had to do with Battlefront. Let's be honest. At E3 2015, when we first saw a glimpse of Battlefront 1, we shit our fucking pants. Little did we know it should be called Betafront. But that's besides the point. Last year's, for me, and I'm sure you, Tannen, the biggest thing was Breath of the Wild. That's come and gone. We've been there, done that. This year, like I said, in a way, Nintendo kind of gets a pass at the end of the day because they came out like, we really don't have a lot of new stuff, guys.
What I think is, though, is all these companies are running their own cons. That's why I really feel like Bethesda did the best job with this one. They actually created an actual show, an actual presentation, where everybody else.
One company where like they had actors literally hanging from nooses to incorporate what they were showing on screen. Did you see that? It's really weird. I think it was Days Gone for that game.
For which one?
Days Gone. I think it was that game. They showed people hanging from nooses.
And I don't know, like then you had like the whole like live like Indian band, which was really cool to watch with the Water show. to present Uncharted, though. Like, I really thought we were going to see something else. Like, for that one, honestly, I didn't think it was going to go into.
And I think everybody else
I was
did
like,
too.
man,
I think
this
the big
new thing that they're going into, and then when it was like, oh, it's Uncharted story about Chloe. Like, wow, guys, like, come on, like
we already
there's
knew.
a man playing a fucking sitar. Do you know how hard it is to play a fucking sitar? And if to our listeners out there, I've had sitars in the shop. They're fucking tough to play, okay? Like, was really impressed with it up until like that moment happened. I was like, oh, cool, the trailer, and like, really, that's what this was.
But yeah, I try not to get too salty because it's a showcase. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's a fucking showcase and a preview.
But like E3 was always a show for investors, and this was their first one to the public. But like, I really think they went over the top usually before it was for the public. Like, if you don't want the public getting in there, that's fine. Why don't you just have like cameras doing the live shit while the investors sit there and we as the players watch it as being our own investors?
Oh,
and,
you mean like the last 20 fucking years of what E3
yeah.
was?
Yep. I really think they
worked.
downgraded it because of yeah. Because they hit it like a music festival, man. Remember how expensive tickets were?
Oh fuck. Yeah.
What a bunch of bullshit. Anyway, though, hey, I'm up for jumping off here. It's 1:30 a.m. Travis, do you have anything else to close us out? Whatever. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts, real quick, because I know you gotta get out of here and stuff. People know you're off, but that's besides the point. Final thoughts.
I'm gonna call you and talk to you privately. How's that sound? But still, final thoughts.
That's. Are you guys jealous? That's a little secretive conversation. No, final thoughts. I think, if anything, lesson learned this year from a lot of people, Nintendo, Ubisoft, Naughty Dog. Some companies delivered in a way. I don't think any company fully delivered. I think at the end of the day, I would say, come at me, I think Ubisoft wins. I think Ubisoft wins the round, and that was the last thing I'd expect to say this year. I thought they had the best conference. Come at me. Go ahead, dude.
Oh, Ubisoft did have South Park.
Well, at least we know now what's South Park, and that's another game. But guys, stick around. Episode 22, the real episode 22. When we come back next time. But real quick, Tan and I understand we have games for each other. I kind of know what you got at me. I know it's a Batman game, and I'm guessing not a good one. So what do you got for me before we sign off for the night for next week's Game of the Week?
Batman Returns on Game Gear.
Motherfucker! I knew it! Ugh! I played
one of my favorite Game Gear games.
Game
I love
Gear?
that game.
Wait, okay, all apologies, my friend. I thought you said Batman Forever. Batman Returns the beat 'em up for SNES?
No, Batman Returns for Game Gear.
For Game Gear. All apologies. Yeah. Fine. For my Game of the Week for you is actually, sneak peek, my next review for Hickabig TMD. Tannen, I want you to go check out Tiny Toon Adventures for Sega Genesis, Buster's Hidden Treasure. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
No, it's supposed to be a Batman game.
Oh, it's got to be a Batman game. Well, fuck me.
Yeah.
I want you to play The Adventures of Batman and Robin on Sega then. An awesome game.
Oh,
I love that fucking game. So good.
Can we do the SNES? I actually own it.
Go ahead. SNES
right.
Batman and Robin. Both good. Both totally different versions.
You sound so like vindictive as you're talking about this.
Well, that's because the Genesis version is my favorite between the two, just because of presentation-wise. But go ahead.
Because it's Batman and Robin.
Say what you want. Those games are fucking awesome.
No, it's just,
and they go under the radar.
Did you say the Adventures of Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
Or like Batman and Robin? Oh, the animated series. Basically.
Yeah, it's like they added for
fucking
season 2 of the animated series. They added Robin, and then they just changed the name of the fucking show. Remember?
You actually gave me a good game.
God, we do not talk about the animated series enough. It's so fucking good. I cannot highly recommend a cartoon series enough more than Batman the Animated Series.
Hey, was there a Super Friends game though?
There was a Justice League fighting game, like a 2D fighter. It was shitty. Well, not shitty, but just, meh.
But there was never a Super Friends game, or something that Adam West would be involved in.
Nope, we did not.
Batman original series game.
Well, speaking of Adam West, thank you, Tannen, for the little doll baby bow tie sign off. Tie it up, ship it out. Till next time, we will talk about pay our respects to Adam West. It may be a Batman episode, who knows? But real quick before we get out of here, thank you guys so fucking much for coming by in the chat. We're not used to Slam Pigs Reset Button. Having a lot of people in the chat tonight was real different. We had a lot of feedback. We love you guys. Thank you so much. You are the reason we do this. Before we get out of here, Tannen, my man, where can everyone check you out on what you do?
They can check me out on Tannen's Bum at Twitter.
So sexy. I just can't get.
Or, you can check us out at the Reset Button.
Tammon's
on
Tamagotchi.
Facebook.
You gotta feed it, guys. Don't let it die on Facebook. I try to tell you guys this.
It poops everywhere.
It would poop if you guys fed it more. But hopefully it takes a lot of shit
Poops
this week.
blood.
Tannen, my man, I gotta say, second ever live stream for the Reset Button. I fucking loved it. Thank you, man, for doing this live. Thank you so much for trudging through all the mediocrity and bullshit of E3. Till next week, man, I will see you right here for episode 22. You guys check us out on Facebook, on YouTube. Hit that subscribe, like button. Follow me on Twitter at @TheBiggyTMD. Until next time, Tannen, the Reset Button. Any parting words? Because I'm signing off. Have a great week, guys.
I love everyone.